that will love him, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. And there's a God that walks over the earth. He's searching for a heart that is desperate and longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. And he says, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today. Serve me with your life now. He wants it all today. Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all. There's a God that walks over the earth. He's searching for a heart that is desperate, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. And he says, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today. Serve me with your life now. He wants it all today. Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. I'll trust in the Lord. Though talked about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. But I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all, I still have my joy. Everybody say, oh. This joy the world can't give it. Hey. This joy the world can't take it away. Say. Hey. Have your hands up. Here we go. After all that I've been through. I still have joy. Hey, still. I still have joy. Still. I still have joy.
This is Shanina Shoemate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Issues After Dark.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive in today's breaking news, trending social media and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
Happy Tuesday. Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
Yeah.
It's our 50th episode.
50th. Wow.
50th.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun. My God. Kind of hard to believe. That's 2 hours a night. 50. That's 100 hours of broadcasting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yep.
And, today and, tonight we're going to even take a deeper dive. A deeper dive.
A deeper dive.
Let's give you the segments for tonight. Tonight, segment 1, update school shooting. Transgender pronouns. Late yesterday, it came out that the perpetrator, Audrey Hall, I believe.
Hale.
Is transgender male. But all of the agencies that are reporting, all of the police that are reporting, all of the sound bites are referring to the transgender male
as a woman.
As a her. Where you at, LGBTQ?
They don't want that smoke.
Where you at?
They don't want
You don't want this smoke. You just act like you do. I'm interested. Is it? I'll wait. I'm interested though.
Yeah.
Because if a person truly identifies a certain way, they should be thoroughly honored upon their death.
Well, you know what they're going to, the media, not the media, but the officials reporting the news, they're going to stick with the tradition.
Well, here's what I'm saying. If
they're highlighting the...
I'll wait, Donna. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm being a bad host. Slap myself. Slap my own hand. Bad host. Okay. Well, wait.
Okay.
Segment number 2. I didn't even know what segment 2 could be. I ran upon this article. It's a local article, Donna.
Yeah.
I'm calling it Endangering Children.
Yeah, it was.
A woman is driving 100 miles an hour on the Bay Bridge the wrong way.
I don't understand how you get on the bridge the wrong way.
She's being pursued by the police.
I know it, but was she being pursued before she got on the bridge?
I believe so. And from my understanding, she got off at 98th.
Yep.
And tried to get to a house in San Leandro where she is tackled, I guess. And lo and behold, in the car are 2 single-digit kids, single-digit age. We'll talk about it. Because this is just, I mean, are you, we'll wait.
Yep.
And then segment number 3, first 50 episodes. We're just going to kind of go down memory lane a little bit.
A little bit.
And discuss, the first 50 episodes. We've had a lot.
Yeah.
Charmy Robinson's with us. She says, me either, Miss Donna. We got to find out more context on that.
How do you get on the bridge for going the wrong way?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you, So again, segment number 1, update school shooting. And we want to talk about it in light of the transgender pronouns. I've never participated
in
pronouns. You're not going to see Dion Evans, him, he, him. You're not going to see that. If you don't know, we got a problem. We got a problem. Segment number 2, endangering children. 100 miles an hour wrong way on the Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
And then segment number 3, first 50 episodes of Issues After Dark.
Wow.
That is on the Bitter Cup Media. Surely we eclipsed 50 several times on RMG. Several times.
Yeah.
But on Bitter Cup Media, this is the first 50 episodes. Nice. Donna, what was the best thing that happened to you today?
You know, I thought about this question, Dion. And you know what? Every day is a good day for me. So I don't always identify, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened. Because actually, and I have some things that I have to call on the Lord continuously. But every day is a good day for me. And I that was not always the way I was wired. I called myself a scab picker. Ooh, gross, Donna. I was always picking at what was wrong, what was missing, and what was.
I love picking scabs. As a kid, oh my God, it was I'm an
yes,
artist.
a kid.
No, actually, I can do it as an adult too. I am an artiste. I am a scab picking artiste.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go after pimples, but no, not scabs. No, not anymore. But yeah, every day is a good day. So the best thing, you know what? I love the rain. I really do. So I guess when that rain started pouring,
in a happy place right now.
When that rain started pouring today, although I was at work, so that kind of puts a damper on it. No pun intended. But just the rain pouring down like that, just it's soothing to me. I really like it. Yeah.
Do you notice that the rain, when you're inside and the rain's pouring down, do you ever go to a window to see it because you want to witness the pour down? Yeah. But the outside doesn't seem like it doesn't meet the effect. Like for me, I hear it pouring down, like, ooh, I gotta see this. And I go to look outside, it's like the regular rain. It don't look as bad as it sounds in the house.
It wasn't regular rain this morning though. That was a downpour. That was what they would call in the South a gully washer.
A gully washer?
Yeah, meaning that water would flood through a ditch. They call it a gully washer.
Nina Bina said gross. I'm pretty sure she's talking to me.
Yeah, she is.
Pretty sure she's talking to me.
Talking about picking scabs.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the best thing that happened to me today.
Yeah.
So I'm laying in the bed, listening to the rain, preparing to go in to work. And it dawns on me, who's my best friend?
Oh,
I don't have, best friend is the person that you do stuff with, you talk to, you confide your secrets in, a person to whom, they're kind of, they're not your relative, but they're, somebody that's, they're as close to being family as they can be.
Mm-hmm.
And it dawned on me.
Dun, 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 drum roll.
My wife is my best friend.
Absolutely.
Then it clicked. I said, now I understand why sometimes I am more disappointed. It's not that my wife did something. My best friend did something.
Best friend did something.
And I'm sitting there just doing all these calculations are going off in my head. And I didn't weep, but I felt a sense of sorrow in my soul. Like, this girl is more than a wife. She's literally we have this thing. Her birthday's coming up. At the end of the week. She's an April Fool's baby. April Fool's.
Oh, that's right.
And she's like, do you want to go to dinner? Let's go to dinner. Because our plans have radically changed. We're supposed to be in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
But our plans have changed. So now we're trying to figure out what our plans are going to be now that we're going to be local. And she was like, well, we could do dinner. I said, this kind of shocked her. I said, I only want to do dinner if it's just going to be me and you.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's like, well, what about Seth? I said, what about him? Well, he's going to want to do something with his mom. He can do something with his mom himself. I want some time with you by myself.
That's good.
Now, I don't know if that's the husband in me
or the best friend.
Or the best.
Maybe it's a combination of both.
Really like sharing. A best friend really don't like sharing. A husband, there are times, she can go with Shanina. That's the husband in me. You want to hang out with Shanina, you're going to hang out with Donna. Bye. But there are certain times where I'm like, I just want to be us. When we're in the room together, put the phone down. I'm going to put my phone down. I don't want to talk about anything outside of these walls. I just want to talk about us. I just want it to be about us. I don't care if we just sit here and smell each other. It's just all about us. I just realized.
I like that.
This girl has for a long time, she has been my best friend.
Yeah.
We've been having these weird conversations lately where we're reminiscing about what life would be like if we lived on the same block as kids.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, you'd be that little pee-pee girl. She said, no, I would not be smelling bad. So you'd be musty. You'd be that little musty girl that all the boys played with. I said, you'd be out there with your little wife beater t-shirt on. It'd be just as dirty as the rest of us.
Oh no.
Shooting marbles. I said, you'd probably be the kind of girl who would hit me with a rock, and I'm going to hit you back with a rock. Oh, we be reminiscing. None of it's true.
That.
None of it's possible to be true.
But creating a scenario.
It was those conversations that kind of, because I'm even thinking, why are we having these conversations?
That's funny.
Best friend. I love that girl. I love that girl. She make me want to choke her sometimes. I'm not, but she's my best friend. And I married my best friend.
Many people say that, but they don't mean it.
Yeah, well, I discovered it today.
You got it.
All right, let's go to break. We'll come back. One, two, three. Bless me. Bless me, guide me. And this ain't defeated. He is our victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they need. Bless me, hallelujah. And this ain't defeated. He is our victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they need. Let it follow me till I'm the conversation of all my enemies. Favor, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything. Favor, let it follow me till I'm the conversation of all my enemies. Favor, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they need. Bless me, hallelujah. He is our victory. Bless me, God, not just for me, but so everyone around me can have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they need. Let all these folks that see me, God, have everything they
Criticize, never forsaken. Because God's a promise keeper. I've got victory because I shall live and not die. Because Jehovah's on my side. Did I tell you he's a friend of mine? them up, lift them up. Take it up, take it up. Take it up, take it up. We got everything we need. Take it up, take it up. We got everything we need. Yeah, take it up. I never shall forget. We got everything we need. He's never found me yet. We got everything we need. Every trial, every test. We got everything we need. We bless, we bless, we bless, we bless. We bless, we bless, we bless, we bless. Cry Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I fight. I know what he said about getting slapped. But if you touch me or mine, we gonna have to scrap. So, try Jesus.
It's Issues After Dark.
Yes.
John Williams and Deion Evans, and we're headed into segment 1, and we got to pop it off. Let's get into it. Yes, I was hitting the robot. I was
looking at that going, what is that move?
Yeah, nobody did the robot better than Nipsey Russell did the Tin Man in the Wiz.
Oh, yes.
Classic.
Nipsey Russell.
Slide some oil
to me.
If you don't have STP, Crisco will do just fine. I'm just saying. All right, let's get into segment number 1, update on the school shooting that took place in Nashville, Tennessee. What we want to talk about for the majority of this segment is the idea of transgender pronouns. Now, ever since this idea has been a thing, the idea of one deciding to identify themselves with pronouns of their choice. The T in LGBTQ has been asking people to stand in solidarity. Everybody put their pronouns up. And it has influenced people to put him, he, him, she, her, they, them, all types of thought. People are, quote unquote, identifying for themselves the way they want to identify for themselves, and those identifications can change at any time.
Yeah.
But what is expected, regardless, is that you will abide by said pronouns.
Yeah.
And on a certain level, I get it. If you want to be called she when you're obviously a him, I can understand your desire to be called she. I can understand. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Well, I feel like I'm more a girl than I feel like I'm a boy. Well, how do you know that? You'll never know what it is to be a girl. What do you mean you feel? What do you mean? Because if we go with that logic, Donna, if we go with the logic that you are to be allowed to be who you are based upon how you feel, if that is going to be the standard truth, then you better get ready to totally throw away all of your laws regarding age. Just get ready to throw all of them away.
Regarding age?
Regarding age. Meaning, if what I feel is more the truth than what absolutely is the truth, and if you have got to respect how I feel over what I am, when the truth becomes my feelings or my self-identification, then you have got to throw away all arguments regarding age, and that's going to be very slippery. So now, an 18-year-old can do 21-year-old stuff. Why? I feel like I'm 21. So therefore, I am 21. So then what is the DMV going to do, Donna? The school districts all across America have already let us know that if you want to be something we know you're not, we're going to bend to what you will to be, not what we obviously know you are based upon previous paperwork.
Yeah.
So you came into the 6th grade a girl. By the 8th grade, you want to be a boy, and they got to treat you as thus and so. Public schools have made a line in the sand that whatever, it's like Digital Underground. Do what you like.
Yeah.
Do what you like. Act how you like. Be who you like. And to a certain degree, I thoroughly understand that. And I can respect it until you're trying to force me to feel guilty about knowing the truth versus your self-identity. Here's my concern, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people, well, that's far-fetched. There's a lot of things you thought were far-fetched. What are you going to do when a 30-year-old female teacher says, well, I feel like I'm still 17.
Oh, no.
My inner child refuses to grow, and I feel 17, and now she engages herself in a relationship with a 16-year-old boy. Do you arrest her? How dare you arrest her when she identifies as 17? How dare you make her feel guilty? How dare you make her feel bad about herself? Take you a step further. What happens when a 35-year-old transgender female also self-identifies as 15 years old, and they want to be in a relationship with a 17-year-old boy? So now you got a man, biological man, who identifies as a woman wanting to be in a relationship with an adolescent boy. You say, Dion, that's crazy. Dion, that's preposterous. No.
Mm-mm.
If we are going to allow the truth or the fact to be what self-identification states, then this is the future. This is exactly where we are going.
We would never have thought about the pronoun issue, not even 5 years ago. I can remember being in a meeting, beginning of the school year, a different school, and we were standing in a circle, identifying ourselves, giving our names. And as we went around the circle, the young man standing next to me gave his name and then gave his pronouns. I had never heard that before. And I'm thinking, why is he giving his pronouns? I don't understand the whole point. And then the next thing I knew, it became a thing. They even got us buttons to wear so that people could look at our buttons and see which pronouns we use, so that you didn't mix up anybody's pronouns. Just from that instant to within the year, everyone was giving their pronouns.
Yeah. I know my pronouns. You know my pronouns. Ain't nobody mistaking my pronouns. And here's what's funny. The majority of people who are identifying pronouns look nothing like their pronouns. And I get it. What's the look like, Dion? Look, are we to now all of a sudden believe that somehow there is no difference between the look of a male or a female? Come on, get up out of here with that.
Yeah.
Get up out my face with that.
But
Now,
that's where
maybe
they're headed.
at elementary school and maybe at middle school, yeah. Because the little boys
They-
and little girls in the middle school kind of look very similar if they're just standard sized kids. But once we become of age, get out of here with that. Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not trying to be insensitive. What I'm saying is, get out of here with that. Stop, cut the crap. Stop trying to be culturally sensitive to the point that you are factually stupid. Get out of here with that.
They're getting rid of the colors. They're getting rid of identifying clothes as boys and girls. Just go in and buy a dress. Go in and buy all of that.
Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that if somebody wants to be that, they can't. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you can't change your pronouns if you want to change your pronouns. You want to change your pronouns? Cool.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to change your pronouns. Naturally. I might see the situation and be like, okay, you want to be called, you want to be referred to as they. Okay, that's not even proper English. I don't even know how we do that. Unless you're identifying as one with multiple personalities, then maybe they make sense. I don't know. But here's my point to this whole segue, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it interesting that the police departments in Nashville, Tennessee, every news station that has covered this story, they are all referring to Audrey Hale as she.
Yeah.
When clearly her pronouns are he, him. And so I want to know, with all of this push to make regular people sensitive and coddling to the transgender pronoun game, what's going on in this particular story that somehow it can be violated?
I think they're playing up the female aspect of it. The woman did this.
Well, here's the thing. A biological woman did do this.
Right.
But this biological woman identifies as he, him. If you or I were in the workplace and we identify, if we were a student at the arts college that Audrey Hale attended, and if we refuse to call her he or him, we would be in trouble. We would be brought in on misconduct. But let that same individual go buy 7 weapons, sell one of them, take 3 of them to a school where she drew a map and was an alum, and go in there and shoot 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults over 60. When the police shot and killed her, they knew that's a woman. When they got into her writings, when they got into her social media, oh, she identifies as transgender. Nobody's decided to say, oh, we apologize that we called the dead, the deceased, the assailant, the gunman, the shooter. We're sorry that we identified her as a her. She would like to be identified as a he. So from here forward, we will identify as a he. So no, it wasn't a woman that did a mass shooting. It was still another white man that did another mass shooting in America. Is that where we're going, Donna?
You know, I don't know where I don't know, since I don't know how others feel who want to change their pronouns. I don't know the importance of having a pronoun, except if you use my pronoun, you are validating my self-identity. You use this pronoun, then you're validating my self-identity.
Is that healthy?
And that's important to me. It's important to them. I don't know.
Let me ask a question. Is it healthy?
Yes.
Look, is it, are we asking people to call truth what we individually call truth?
Yes,
Or is truth really true?
truth is true, but there are people, and you've heard it. That's not my truth.
Well,
Right?
there's no such thing
This
as
is my
personal
truth.
truth. There's no such thing.
Well,
See, that's the problem. There's no such
there
thing as
you go.
personal truth, and truth is absolute. I
Yeah,
can hear somebody arguing. No,
yeah.
truth isn't absolute. You just defeated yourself because you absolutely believe
You
that.
just, yeah, truth is an absolute,
You,
but you just
when you
made
say
an
truth
absolute
isn't
statement.
absolute, you are making an absolute statement.
Right,
Truth is absolute.
right.
Absolutely. And like I said, if he felt like killing a bunch of kids today and killing some adults, are we to identify this individual by the pronouns of their desire? Or do we say, okay, look, enough of that is enough of that? The truth is, this is what the truth is. Because media is going with what the truth is.
Right.
The police department is going with what the truth is. Her parents are going with what the truth is.
Yeah.
Her teammate that she sent a message to talking about this heinous crime she was about to commit knows what the truth is.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting back wondering, do the rest of us get it? How convenient it is for somebody to want to be identified a certain way until they do something that that particular community doesn't want to hold as a part of their history. Just an hour ago, Cron 4 came out with an article talking about how people are really coming up against the transgender community because of this situation. Now, I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't care what was going on in Audrey Hall. Yeah. I don't care what her pronoun desires are. What she did was hella wrong.
It was.
But I guarantee you she didn't do it because she was transgender.
Oh, no. But isn't that the way, the broad strokes, we paint everything? That if someone from a community does something, then it becomes it's happened with us down through our history. Yeah. One does it, you're all like that. You all would do that. So, that's wrong to paint with that broad stroke, to say that's the way all of you are.
Alana Trotter comes in here. She says, Donna's correct. I deal with this every day. I get complaints every day about not respecting pronouns, translating into being disrespected. Yeah. Alana Trotter King. Yeah. I don't. It baffles me that it baffles you that I see you clearly for who you are, and I respect you for who you are. I respect you for the person that you are. But if I use your original pronouns, you feel disrespected.
Mm-hmm. You're not honoring my definition of who I am.
So here's my point.
My definition. Yeah.
If we all do that, and if institutions are going to allow that, do you know the chaos we're going to be in? You understand the chaos?
How do
you stop it? You cannot stop pedophilia if that's your argument. You can't stop it. You can't, watch this. You can't even stop rape. I feel like you said yes to me. Remember men back in the days, they would be walking down the street and they'd run into the prostitutes, and the prostitutes would be dressed provocative, and the men felt that because the woman was dressing provocative that they could touch on her, they can feel on her because her body suggested that she wanted it. Remember that? Remember when men used to think like that openly?
Oh yeah.
They'll be able to go back to that.
Openly.
They'll be able to go back to that. You know why? Because what I feel like what she was saying to me was she wanted me. So when she said no, I didn't interpret her no as no. I interpret her no as harder. I interpret her no as just, Maybe not right now. Or she had to say she was going to say no 5 times before she really meant no, because her first no didn't really sound like a no to me. What happens when 2 people have a truth and those truths don't match?
You don't have a truth when they don't match.
Charmy Robinson chimes in. She says, I feel disrespected being asked to use pronouns. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it would, I being the man that I am, somebody came up to me and said, how do you identify yourself pronoun wise? That would be a disrespectful comment. Are you kidding me?
They're going to ask, what are your pronouns?
I've never been asked. So if somebody
I've been asked. Yeah.
You can't look at me and tell what my identity is. Come on now. Alone ain't going. Can I go? I'm gonna tell you something that was real funny. You know, COVID, when COVID week, everybody had to get if you worked in the school district, you had to get the COVID shot and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. When I went to get the COVID shot, right? They asked me the question. They said, how do you, she says, you identify as black. I said, oh no, I identify as white. I want the COVID vaccine y'all giving white people. And the lady looked up at me, she said, okay. I said, oh yeah, I don't want the ones you're giving the blacks. I want the COVID shot you're giving the whites. I identify as white right now. Of course, I was being funny and she was being funny. Yes. It was a funny moment. Yep. But do you realize that woman could have been fired?
Yeah.
Had I felt so offended that she did not see me as a white man. How can she? There is no historical truth. There is nothing that would allow someone to look at me and believe. So it doesn't matter how much I say I'm white. Nobody gonna believe that. That's some crap. That is crap.
If you said that, you'd be offended in the context if people refuse to identify you as white. You disrespect it.
She would be fired. Or I would be locked up for being crazy. We'll be back. We got more on the other side.
Well, there you go. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love for me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty. Set me free. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love to me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty. Set me free. If it hadn't been for the Lord who's on my side, you lost like a ship without a guide. From sinking, setting me, lifting me, broke the chains that were binding me. The sun sets free, truly free indeed. Now I'm walking in my liberty. Don't even know where my where my life would be. Lord, if you hadn't chosen show your love for me. That was body me. Nobody but Jesus could do it. And when I felt like I could not last, I was found by the guilt of my past. But I gave the Lord my life, and in exchange, He gave me brand new life. I haven't been the same. Oh, the sun takes me. Woke up this morning to somebody in a video talking about something I posted in a video. If it wasn't me, then would you even get offended? Or is it just because I'm black and heavy? Y'all don't hear me though. I've been the same since I've been driving slow on Bissonnet. Call up anybody I know and they will tell you that fame is pretty new, but I've been used to people judging me. That's why I move the way I move and why I'm so.
Issues After Dark, Deanna and Donna. This is episode 50. We're getting into it. Sequoia jumps in here, listening over there on YouTube, and she says, "The Lord rules."
Yeah,
absolutely,
He does.
absolutely. And I am concerned about believers who are so quick to forget. You don't have to be rude to be right.
Yeah,
But you don't have to cower to fit in.
Right.
You don't have to be rude to be right.
Right.
But you do not cower to be accepted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Charmy Robinson chimes in. She says, just like these combo bathrooms, walking out of the stall, don't even feel I can adjust myself in the mirror. Mm-mm. You know, I've always, you know, now this is something I don't know. I don't go into women's restrooms. All right. Mm-mm. My assumption is that a woman's restroom is far cleaner than a men's restroom. Now, I've been told I'm wrong. I'm wrong to believe that. But I don't get the idea that when women walk into the bathroom, they're stepping in pee.
Oh, no.
I don't get the idea that when women walk into the bathroom, they're dealing with trying to figure out where to place their feet so that they can keep the least amount of pee on their shoes.
Oh, no.
I don't get the idea that when women go to the bathroom, they have to flush the toilet to use the toilet. I don't get that idea. So I don't know for the life of me why a woman would want to go or share a bathroom with men. Not public bathroom.
When you're standing in line at a stadium and there's a 500-person line to the women's bathroom and no line to the men's.
Well, I can understand it because you got to go real bad that you want to go into the men's, but I guarantee you that's going to be a grossed out experience.
Well, yes, it has been.
And maybe the grossed out experience is worth it because you got to pee. You don't want to pee on yourself.
Right.
But you could, a woman could pretty much go into the man's restroom and she don't even need a stall. Just pee on the ground. And all she will be, Donna, she could pee on the ground and she would have contributed less pee to the ground than the men who were there before her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I don't want to go in the bathroom.
That's why at a public event, you'll never see me wearing flip-flops at a public event. Never. Because if you have to go to the bathroom, it's going to be pee on the bottom of your shoe. Charmin also says, I went to school with a young lady that says she was white. Clearly, she was black. Alana Kane, exactly. In these situations, as an HR director, I must revert to the law. I have to support the employee under the law that seeks protection under gender discrimination, and the other person's personal or religious beliefs are not considered. Religious beliefs are ranked secondary, if that makes sense. I'm not even talking about religious beliefs.
How about that?
I don't have to claim no religion to claim common sense. My religion doesn't tell me you're female or male. Science does.
Yeah.
Science tells me. Now, unless we're going to go back and reverse a whole American history full of science. Unless we're going to do that. I'm not hearing this. I'm a male because I feel like a man. You don't even know what it feels like to be a male.
Yeah.
I don't even think our feelings are even gender identifiers. I think we're people.
Oh no.
We're persons. You are in a body that happens to be male. Now, are certain males do this and certain females do that? I guess on a certain level, yeah. But
I think that's what
not absolutely.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I feel like a female because maybe I'm more sensitive, maybe I'm more emotional, and I'm thinking that's the way all women are. Or I feel like a man because I'm kind of, that beyond tomboy. I'm that backwards cap playing with the guys out there in the field. So I feel like I'm more male than female.
You know what's funny, Don?
It's a stereotype.
Exactly. People who talk like that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. Woman says, I feel like I'm a male. Well, how do you feel like you're a male? Well, because I'm more harder on women for this. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All men aren't like that. Which men are you trying to be? For the guys who say, I feel like a woman. Really? You know what it's like every 28 days to go through the cycle period? You know what that feels? You're looking forward to that? You want that to be a part of your life? Well, no, because women are more sensitive. They're more into their feelings. Mm-hmm. Not all women. No. Not all women. Some women are hardcore. They just as got it on their sleeves as anybody else. And so when I hear people talk about, I feel like I'm that, it's always whatever that is they feel, it's always an extreme stereotypical emotion for the opposite sex.
Right. Not a truth, but their truth.
Which is not a truth at all.
Feel. Yeah.
So the Sun report. I need to die. Disturbing message sent by shooter Audrey Hale hours before ex-student kills 3 kids, 3 staff at Nashville. Now, let me just say this. There's a lot of questions as to why, trying to understand, why would somebody do this? Even if she wrote a manifesto as to why, there's no why. Evil has no why. It just is. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with this young lady, and I'm not suggesting this young lady has always been this way. Clearly, she tried to reach out to somebody who was a former friend and teammate. Clearly, that former teammate did everything in her power to try to get her some help. Which means we got to talk about this, Donna.
Yeah.
Remember when the gentleman committed suicide and everybody was talking about call the 900, the prevention suicide line?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And remember we asked the question, well, can a third party person call the suicide prevention hotline to get somebody suicidal some help? Yeah. This article, this historical event answers our question.
Yeah.
You know what the answer is?
She called them. The friend called them.
The friend called the suicide prevention hotline for Audrey Hale. You know what she was told? You can't report it. We're not going to follow up because you called. She has to call. Now the friend is saying, look, this is the text message. Here's a screenshot. She tells me she's suicidal. She's going to die. She wants to die, and it's going to make the news. National Suicide Prevention Hotline says, we're not calling her. Here's her phone number. Here's her phone. You could check her phone. You can find out where she's traveling to, and you can help her. She has to call, not you. What the hell? Who's suicidal, which is clearly in their wrong mind, is going to be in right mind enough to call? See, this is the problem I have with this type of stuff, is that it's set up to help people who are beyond the help. If a third
not going to look for the help,
call, and you won't, if you won't check in on a person because a third party person called, then why do you exist? You're not really here to help because the person who's going to call isn't really suicidal. They may be thinking about it, and they may be
Right.
thinking about it deeper than they've ever thought about it before. But if you can sit there and dial 10 to 12 digits, you don't want that smoke, and you know you don't, and you're looking for somebody to help calm you down and walk you off.
You want someone to care. You want someone to care enough to say, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. But yeah, the person that's in that mindset that I'm going to kill myself, then they're going to call the suicide hotline, even though they know somewhere in their knowing I shouldn't, but I can no longer live whatever is tormenting me. I can't live with this anymore. So
we're being asked a question. What do we think about children that are under the age of 5 that tell their parents that they are in the wrong body?
Let's wait and see.
Yeah. How do you,
That's it.
5 years old? How do you know what you don't even know what your body is?
You don't know who you are.
Look, you're just learning how to color inside the lines.
Hey, you are still picking your nose and eating it. You're going outside eating dirt. But you're in the wrong body.
But watch this, Donna. The child who asked that question is telling us that somebody is having conversations with them above their age ability. Some conversations you shouldn't be having. And I understand under President Barack Obama, they were trying to bring this stuff all the way down to kindergarten. What? Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But it's down to 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So 6 people, including 3 children, were killed at Covenant School in Tennessee on Monday. And they finally put a picture of the shooter up. Audrey Hale. And they give the names. Hale, 28, who was named by police as a shooter, is believed to be transgender and identified as a man known as Aiden.
Yeah.
It has since been reported that he sent a series of chilling social media messages to an ex-middle school basketball teammate before the deadly rampage. The shooter told Patton, that was the friend, that's the last name, that he was planning to die. Hale said, "This is not a joke. You'll probably hear about me in the news after I die." The shooter believed to have sent another message moments later. It read, "This is my last goodbye. I love you. See you again in another life." The friend replied. Now understand, this middle school friend has not been in touch with Audrey and didn't even know that Audrey goes by the name Aiden. You have so much more life to live. I pray God keeps you and covers you. Hale responds, "I know, but I don't want to live, so I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset you or get attention." The shooter claimed he needed to die and warned that something bad was about to happen, according to the message. The friend told the news station that she tried to comfort Hale. She reached out to the suicide prevention helpline before calling the cops. Hale was heavily armed with 2 assault-type weapons and a 9mm pistol. The shooter blasted through 2 glass doors to get inside before storming the school halls, chilling surveillance footage showed. Cops are looking into whether Hale had connection to the victims or other than attending the school years ago. Spokesperson for the police, Audrey Hale is a biological woman who on social media profile uses male pronouns. Before being killed by police, Hale shot at arriving officers from a 2nd-story window.
She was intent on getting killed.
Yeah. She was going to die by a cop. Suicide by cop.
Right. That was her intent.
Which is
but
crazy.
Why she had to,
go ahead.
I was going to say, but why did she have to go and shoot other people? Just go after a policeman.
All she had to do is show up on that campus with a gun and refuse to put it down, and she'd have been killed. She didn't have to. See, this is the problem that I have. You and I, or anybody who appreciates life, we're never going to understand how somebody can make these decisions.
No. We're not.
I don't understand how you go by. You get to a point in your personal life where you say, I don't want to live no more.
Yeah.
And then you decide, well, how do I want to die? Well, I want to kill some people before I die. We're on to something here.
Yeah.
See, it's not, you don't just want to die. You want to hurt people.
Yeah. You want
And
to
there's
make people
something
suffer.
there's something in you that desires to give in to this evil that is now manifesting itself in suicide. So now you're going to choose to hurt innocent people simply because you're not feeling good about yourself right now.
And the other thing, and this is crazy, you in your mind, I'm going to have a name after I'm dead.
Yeah.
They're going to know who I am.
Yeah. It's going to be on the news.
Yeah. Maybe you have always felt like you were invisible, isolated, no one paid any attention to you. Hey, I'm going to make a mark before I go out. Now, we don't understand that idea, that thinking, that process. But for this individual, I may be dead and gone, but my name will live on.
Yeah.
I'll be in the history books.
Which here now is the problem, Donna. Audrey Aiden Hale has now unlocked a new level of evil. This story unlocks a new level of evil. And what is that evil? People who have been considered disenfranchised, that's their own, how they feel. Again, how I feel disenfranchised. I feel like nobody loves me. I feel nobody cares. I feel nobody understands me. I feel nobody respects me. And then they take all that inner feeling and it morphs into justified rage.
Yeah.
So now they feel we're talking about 3 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why?
With an assault rifle.
You're not going to go to the college that you just graduated from. You're going to go to the first school that taught you anything. The school where you had the honor of playing on the middle school girls basketball team to where you still have connections and friends to this day. They don't know you as an adult, but they haven't forgot you as a friend. They haven't forgot you as a teammate. And your response in the community that birthed you is to go out like this and take some people out. And here's the thing, you didn't have to take anybody out to be taken out by a cop. Just identify as black. Just identify as a black man and refuse.
With a gun. Black man with a gun. On a school campus. That probably is not as diverse. Yeah.
Fred, that's wanting to hurt someone and not live with the consequences. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm going to go commit the most heinous crime because I'm willing to die, and then I don't have to live with the consequences.
Right.
I'm going to get off on doing evil that I've always wanted to do, but didn't have the guts to do. But now that I'm ready, now that I don't want to live anymore, I won't practice on myself first. I want to go take a couple of other people out, and then I'm going to force the police to kill me. That's cowardice. And let me tell you, I'm not saying he, she is a coward because they transgender. They coward because they coward. I don't care how they feel on the kid. We got to go to a break. We'll be pushing the cushion. We'll be back.
You are listening to the Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversations matter.
This song is for anybody that's going through something. Gray skies, looking a little dark in your life. Prayed about it, cried about it, and now you're waiting for an answer. We just want to remind you how God brought you out before. It ain't his first time. So while you waiting, go ahead and praise him. Because if he did it before, he can do it again. Sister, see that you're having some trouble. So the Father sent me to help you along the way. Yeah. To make you stronger. Make you strong and it won't be long before it's over. Tell them, y'all. Because this ain't the first time. Now it won't be the last time. Be the last time. I learned to trust him. How? I'm learning to praise without seeing. And I'll start right now. Start right now, because I know in the end. What's going to happen? Y'all sound real good on this. Yeah, he promised to never leave you, nor forsake you. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah. We got just a little bit more to say. Here we go. Have a testimony. Somehow he uses some of the worst things. Yeah, weeping, endures. I smile about it. Here we go this way. The first time. No, it won't be the last time. Be the last time. Tell them how y'all. Now I am learning to praise him without seeing it. Might as well start right now. Start right now, because I know in the end. Tell them what you know. Do it again. I never see yeah, think about this. He's never let you down. No. So I will leave right now. There's no need to doubt it. Don't doubt him. He's already working things out. I hope y'all feeling this. We're just trying to encourage you. Because it won't be like this always. But while you're waiting, stop complaining. He's working it out. So get to praising him. And you'll start to feel better. Tell him one more time, y'all. This ain't the first time. No, it won't be the last time. It'll be the last time. Each time I learn. Each time I learn. Yeah. Some more. Wow. He'll do it before. I am learning. I'm learning to praise him. Without seeing. Now start right now. Start right now. He's gonna do it again. For all my brothers and my sisters, my aunties and uncles, nieces and nephews, I'm just trying to remind you, he ain't forgot about you. No. His word says it, that he's able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ask or think. So you just need to start calling him by his name. That's it. Come on, Michelle. Yeah, say that again. Hey, Dave, grab the mic. Hey. Shelter, my helper. It was talking about you in my heart, see now, I see you doing
You fall in love, simple. The sky up above, simple, is caving in. Wow! You never been so nuts about a guy you wanna love. You wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die till it's over. And then
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Yeah, we're getting into it. Donna, what do you think about that first segment?
That was good. And a lot of the points brought up that weren't brought out yesterday in the article. I'm looking at Twitter, and there is one tweet that says that there were kids in the playground when she drove up, but she ignored those kids and went directly into the building. So I don't know what's going on with that. She didn't.
Well, I mean, you can forget trying to find reason.
Yeah.
Anybody who is going to buy weapons legally and then use those weapons, let me just finish that statement. Anybody who's going to buy weapons legally to then go commit the most illegal crime.
Yeah.
This person doesn't care. This is why you can't, there's no legislation that's going to work. I'm not saying people shouldn't try. I mean, the closest thing that could happen is a ban on assault weapons.
Yeah.
But if you successfully get into a school and start shooting, you're going to have at least a good 15 to 20 minutes to yourself before the police can arrive. You're gonna have a good time shooting around before the police arrive. And in this particular person's case, she had a mall that she was considering and felt that that's that's too difficult. The school, my alma mater, your alma mater, the place where you played basketball, where you picked up a basketball most likely for the first time, and you had teammates, a Christian school where you prayed and people prayed for you. Let's switch reels. Donna, I read this article today. Woman arrested driving wrong way on Bay Bridge. Now that's what grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
You drove the wrong way on the Bay Bridge and lived?
I still don't know how you do that. I don't know, especially the new bridge.
Right.
How do you get on it the wrong way? I don't understand.
You get on it the wrong way at Bryant Street. I think at Bryant Street, there's a street there that's only one way. But if you go down that street, you're gonna be able to get on to the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, if you go to Bryant and you get onto the Bay Bridge,
you're gonna get on at the bottom, which would you're gonna get on at.
Yeah, the street that goes all the way up, and then you get on at the bottom. Right. You get on at the bottom. But I'm trying to say, how do you get? Because she wasn't headed towards the East Bay; she was headed west until the police car hit her and tipped her, and then she started heading east in the right direction, I presume. I don't know how that happened.
She was driving 100 miles an hour the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the part that made me have to do this as a segment. 2 kids in the car.
Yeah.
2 kids in the car.
Yeah.
Let's read. Cron 4 helps us out. The woman who was traveling the wrong way on the bridge at 100 miles an hour with 2 children in the car was taken into custody by California Highway Patrol just before 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Now, that's probably why.
4 a.m. Yeah.
4 a.m. in the morning, you probably got a shot to do something that reckless and live. 1 hour earlier or 1 hour later, that's not ending the same.
It would have been worse. It would have been awful.
She was in a Honda sedan, traveling westbound on the eastbound lanes. So if she's traveling westbound, she's traveling to San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's traveling on the bottom.
Yeah, she's on the
She's
bottom.
traveling on the bottom of the bridge. Now that is a little more
Right.
difficult. How
That's
do
what
you
I'm saying.
get
How do
on the
you get there?
bottom? I don't even know how you get on the bottom
I don't either.
of the Bay Bridge.
Going in the wrong direction.
Because it's not with the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, it keeps you on the top. How did she get on the bottom?
Unless if she was leaving San Francisco and gone onto the bridge and then just decided, I'll make a right turn. If you make a right turn, then you're headed in the opposite direction. Because if you enter the entrance off of First Street, there's a curve and maybe she just took a wrong turn and headed in the
She
wrong
was
direction.
headed westbound.
That's what I'm saying. She may have been headed eastbound, but when she got to the on-ramp, made a right turn and wound up going westbound.
Oh, well, let's look at this. Look at this. There was a construction zone established on
First
the
Street,
eastbound side of the bridge from First Street to Treasure Island, and an officer positioned within the enclosure west of Treasure Island responded to intercept the wrong way vehicle at Treasure. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
At Treasure Island.
Yeah.
The car attempted to pass the officer, who tried to disable the speeding vehicle by ramming it. I wonder if he knew there were kids in the car.
No, it doesn't.
As there was more eastbound traffic approaching. The vehicle then turned around and headed east on the eastbound lane. Now they're headed back to Oakland.
Right.
The officer again attempted to stop the vehicle by using a tip maneuver. It didn't work. The vehicle crossed the bridge and got onto southbound 880, continuing to speed at 100 miles an hour. The driver exited the freeway at 98th Avenue and came to a stop at a residence in San Leandro. That's a long way to be driving. She drove past the police station.
I'm trying to see how she got into San Leandro, though.
She took 880 and
took
got off on 98th.
Got off on 98th, which means she would have had to go left.
Right. Well, she could have went right and hit Doolittle.
Oh yeah, and then got into San.
Then got into San Leandro, but there's not a lot of houses in that area.
No.
The driver then got out of the car and ran towards the resident's doorway. After a brief standoff, she was taken into custody. It was later discovered that two children, ages 6 and 8, were in the back of the vehicle. The children were taken to the hospital for precautionary measures, but were not injured. Praise God.
Absolutely.
Praise God.
And the policeman did not know. He probably would not have tried those maneuvers if he had known those two kids were in the car.
I tell you what, for his own psychological help, he's lucky that tip maneuver did not work.
Absolutely.
The driver was arrested at 427 for what police described as various charges, including child endangerment. She was taken to the hospital for precautionary measures. Although no injuries were reported, the driver is still in the hospital, according to the police. She is identified as a woman born in 1989. She is related to the children. And that's how
very vague about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very vague. Various charges. Nothing about under the influence or anything.
Yeah.
She was born in 1989.
Yeah. Like that tells, what does that tell us? That she's how old? 1989. Where's my pen?
She's 33.
33. She's 33?
Yes.
Oh. With two babies in the back.
Yes. That are related to her. They're being very vague about this.
Yeah.
There's
What is the
something
relationship?
else going on here. Something
Whose
else going
house
on
is this?
here.
Was it was this? Did she know the people in this house? Because she didn't get in.
No.
And obviously she got out of the car to run into a house and left the babies in the car.
Right. No injuries, but she's still in the hospital.
It could be mental. It could be drug related.
Yeah. Something
it
else
wouldn't
going
be
on
alcohol
here.
related, not at this point.
Yeah.
Here's
Something
my
else
thing.
going on here. Yeah.
Endangering children.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that we're living in a world, Donna, where children, they're not being protected.
No, they're not. They're not.
And it's concerning to me. There, an article just came out yesterday that gun violence is the number one cause of death among adolescents because of these school shootings.
Yeah.
Not car accidents. And here we are talking about a woman who somehow avoided a major, she could have killed somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But there she is on the bridge. Speedy.
She's on the bridge. Do you know how fast 100 miles an hour look like on that bridge?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she didn't go 580 where she'd have went straight. She took the curve.
And I always miss that exit. I always miss that exit going to 880. But she knew at that speed, she knew to take that exit to get on to 880. And I always miss it every time. But at whatever state of mind she was in, she knew what she wanted to do and she knew where she was headed.
She gets off at 98th, lands at a house in San Leandro. Now, if she got off on 98th and turned left.
Yeah, she's going into Oakland.
Ooh, she's going into Oakland. She's got to hit East 14th, or she's got to hit Eads and then cross over and hit 100 and then hit San Leandro Boulevard.
Yeah. I don't understand that part either. How she wound up at San Leandro.
But here's the thing, Donna. She went on the 880. That means she had to cross. She passed right by the Oakland Police Department.
Yep. She did.
Were there no officers to set up a barricade to stop the car, to slow it down, to force her to stop? And again, nobody at this point knows that there's two babies in the car. They don't discover that until she is she's arrested, and they look in the back seat, and there's a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Poor babies.
Imagine the horror.
Terrified. 6-year-old is
the 3-year-old is not old.
No. Yeah.
Well, what world are we living in, Donna? What is going on in this world? These stories are becoming far more familiar. They're becoming far more frequent. And the people who are being hurt are children.
Children.
What's going on with this generation of 25 to 35? You got this woman who's endangering kids driving 100 miles an hour, and then you got Audrey Hale, also known as Aiden Hale, who's 28.
Shooting people.
What's going on in this 25 to 35 year range? Female in particular. Remember when young men were going, when it was young men in there, who would now be, slightly younger than me, they were saying video games are the reason why violence is in an uptick.
Right.
It's the violent video games. They always find a reason to tell you why a certain generation of people are doing something historically evil. My generation, it was rap music. It's the rap music that's causing the kids. And then after my generation, it was violent video games are causing this, that, and other. Then after that, it was violent sports like wrestling, and kids were doing wrestling moves on their siblings and causing asphyxiation and breaking necks and things of that nature.
Yeah.
What is going on with the 25 to 35-year-old female right now?
I read articles about, and I don't know which generation that is, about millennials that don't call themselves millennials, but how there is a sense of hopelessness, a sense of just, what is the old Peggy Lee song, is that all there is kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's also, and I don't think it's just in that generation, I think there's a mental health crisis in America. that is not being addressed at all. And some people are on the edge, and they're following through on whatever that mindset is. They think, what do I have to lose? Because after all, there is no hope. There is no reason for me to continue.
Donna, would you agree with me that 20 years ago, if you were going to school to be a mental health professional, we would have been looking at you like,
Yeah. Why?
for what?
Yeah, for what reason?
Now, mental health is the answer to everything. And I'm now asking why? Look, we're talking about in 20 years, something happened. And I know COVID may have really brought it out, exacerbated
Right.
it. You lock people in their houses and tell them to don't come outside, and doomsday is all over the place.
Right.
I mean, I really, and I don't know the answer, but I really would like to know what happened.
I think that part of it, and this is just my own premise, that there still was a sense of faith that people held on to when things didn't make sense. But that has been eroded. However they defined faith, there is more than just this. But that has been eroded as times have gotten more challenging. Needs are greater. Look at the homelessness around us. There were people that were homeless back then, but they were like, what do we call them, derelicts, and they were on Skid Row, and those people on Skid Row, had gone through their own crises for whatever relations or losses, but the sense of hopelessness has gotten greater in this country, I think, as the gap between quote unquote the haves and the have-nots has gotten broader. The 1% is living the life while the rest of us are scrambling to make those ends meet. And then there is no middle class anymore. There is upper class, and then there is the rest of us. But there is no middle class, and everyone's scrambling, and everyone is trying to be seen and to be heard. And there are those people on the edge who are saying, I'm not going to take it anymore. And if I'm hurting like this before I leave, I'm going to make sure that someone else hurts as well.
But that's a very vindictive.
Yeah, it is. Because you're responsible for my pain.
If it's vindictive, then should we be calling that mental health? That's character.
I do, but I think if you're going to follow through with it, then there is a mental health issue. We can be vindictive, petty, whatever you want to call it, without going out and taking innocent lives. And all lives that you take are innocent unless, there's crime over there. But you're just going to school. You're just going to be the head of the school. You're just going there to be the custodian or to help out in the cafeteria. You're just going there to be a substitute teacher. You're just going there, a 9-year-old, excited to go to school and see your friends. And then all of a sudden, this individual who is wallowing in whatever she's wallowing in shows up and says, whatever this pain is, whatever the source of this pain is, maybe it's connected to the school. And I think one of our listeners says that in the comments. I'm going to make sure someone suffers like I've been suffering. My suffering's going to end, but I'm going to leave behind me heartbreak and heartache because I dealt with that. I've lived that. I've gone through that, whatever that may have been.
They call that mental health breakdown, but you know what we used to call it?
What?
Demonic.
That goes the faith piece. That it
used to just be called flat out. It was understood as a demonic act.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my concern then becomes, how much demonic activity are we really experiencing that has been unleashed? And we're trying to understand it through the lenses of mental health.
Yeah.
Because you'll never get it right. And I know that we're a little cautious about, saying that's demonic, because The reason why you don't use that word anymore because people were using it so it was using it so loosely.
Yeah.
But now we're using mental health very loosely.
Yeah.
Do we really know what it is? Do we really know what it does? Or are we just kind of at a point now in life where we're like, you know what? Evil is as evil does. And as long as it don't touch my neighborhood or touch my house.
Yeah. Well,
I'm good.
That's the challenge.
This is at the dark movie back. That's a lot.
Yeah.
No other help I know. I know. My strength, it comes from you, God. I'm dependent on Jesus. I know that you're able to see me through. When I'm down, you come along and you strengthen me. You fix me up.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Dion Evans. It's episode 50. We're glad that you joined us and you're with us. Continue to give your comments. We like to read them. And then, add our own little commentary to it. It's healthy. Donna, I have a little side alley real quick.
Have a what?
A side alley.
Oh, yeah.
I have a growing concern about the idea of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And my concern for sexual harassment is I believe it is possible that today's young woman is encouraging the climate of sexual harassment.
Mm.
I'm looking at how social media is being used in a lot of ways, and on social media you see overt sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the guy who is harassing the female truly doesn't know this female. I had my doubts that somehow everybody's in on it.
Yeah.
You know, a guy wants to do a prank where he says something very sexually provocative to a strange female, and I'm always kind of curious as to how come his sound and her sound match, you know, the quality of the volume.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that somehow he's mic'd and she's mic'd, which means she can't be a stranger. And then how is it that she's provocatively dressed like this in a Home Depot or dressed like this provocatively in a Walmart, and he just happens to come down the aisle and somebody else is filming? So I don't know I don't know if these videos that we are seeing in abundance, I don't know if they're staged and all parties are friends and involved and they're trying to get likes for one another's social media needs. I don't know.
It's a setup. Some of it is. You can't see what's real. You have to watch it off. I don't watch the videos, especially TikTok. I'm not there often enough to be able to begin to discern what's staged and what's real. But a lot of it is staged for likes, for follows, for people to, you know, they want those numbers up because you get into that, I get paid now when my numbers, I think it's over 10,000, then I get paid, you know, and so they're trying to get those numbers up. So they're staging a lot of stuff. But it's hard to tell
I get
what's
that,
real
but
and what's false.
Do they realize the erosion of societal morals that it has?
I think we were there before TikTok. It just is now being uncovered.
Well, I don't know nothing about TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, and I guess the only TikTok videos I see are the videos that are thrown over on Instagram or then forwarded over on Twitter. So I can tell that this video is from TikTok because it has a watermark that'll say TikTok, but I know I'm not on TikTok, so I know I'm not viewing it on TikTok. But I am concerned about, again, we talk about mental illness a lot, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How many of these young ladies who are participating in these sexual harassment videos, although they would never be classified as sexual harassment videos, how many of them are just happen to be going through some form of identity crisis or mental illness, some type of mental breakdown? Especially you see these videos of girls in Baton Rouge who've gone on girl trips or girls on spring break, and you know, and they're walking around and the dude wants to cup their butt and he's gonna ask, can I touch you? And she's gonna be like, yes. And then he goes to literally touch her and will you shake it? And then she'll start shaking it. Ooh, can I grab it? You know, and then all these, it gets getting aggressively sexual. But yet on the other side, the women are giving the consent to the harassment.
Yep.
And I'm just wondering what happens if somebody's consuming that stuff and they forget that. Remember back in the days when a woman would be a waitress and if she had a nice butt, the guys would take the order, they would pop her on her butt.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore.
If there was a TV show, I believe it was called Alice. You know, the girl kiss my grits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the norm. But that show was an identifier for men that this is what you do when you're in a restaurant. So they were slapping women. I don't know if art imitate life or life was imitating art, but simultaneously men would slap women on their butts if they were waitresses. And I'm just wondering, is social media influencing a dark side? Or is the
Sure it
dark
is.
side?
It's encouraging it. Again, because here's the thing, that everyone wants their 15 minutes, but now they want more than 15 minutes. You know, the 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, yeah,
They want more than 15 minutes of fame. They want a fame that lasts, and they will do whatever it takes to get to that level that they deem valuable. When I get to this, then the people will know my name. They will follow me. I will have sponsors. I will go out and be recognized by strangers on the street. People will want to be me. And so it encourages whatever it is that you need to do in order to get this recognition, this status, to get that blue check mark that shows that you have a certain number of followers. You
that
are
blue
now
check mark now
verified.
costs money.
Well, on Twitter, I don't
Yeah.
know if it does on Instagram, but it's hard to be verified on Instagram. You got to verify, and when you get that blue check mark, and then what's the old song? You're in the money. But again, it's about wanting to be known. What's the song from Cheers? I want to go where everybody knows my name.
Yep.
People want to be known, but that is the culture. That is the culture that has been cultivated, and it's just kind of taken on a life of its own. You know, this culture of I want to be seen, I want to be known. I mean, you have little kids that have numbers of followers that are people getting on there and telling their stories of trauma and hardness. And so whatever gets you to 147,000 people followed me, 147,000 people liked me. Mm-hmm. They liked my story. Yeah. But you got to build up those followers. Got to get those numbers up. Got to get that money, because I want to be that person that everyone recognizes.
There is a mental price to that.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is. You know, the especially when your numbers don't go up. You're doing the best you can, and your number, some silly video comes along and it gets a million people overnight. You go from 30 followers. This individual went from 30 followers to 1 million followers on one video. You've been going at it and going at it and going at it, and you're barely at 500 followers. So there's that mental issue to that side, that no one likes me. See, again, it's not no one likes what I'm doing. No one likes me. So everything becomes personalized. And maybe that's part of the issue with the shooters. It's personalized, whatever it is, and it may not have had anything to do with you, but you personalized it. Now I got to do something about it.
So would you suggest that from on Twitter, it appears to me that the more you reveal your body as a female, the more attention you're going to get, and the more, and if you can drop at least one pic a day, you're going to have over 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of gawkers. You're going to have a lot of people saying a lot of stuff. What is the mental health price to that? You cannot satisfy that many people mentally. You cannot engage that many people who believe they're talking directly to you. They're talking directly to you. How do you mentally stay afloat when you create a fire that you cannot extinguish?
And you create an image that's not you.
Absolutely.
It's what you present. It's what you present to those that follow you. But what was it that they said in Jerry Maguire? No matter the cost, follow the money. Follow the money. If it's going to make me money, I'm going to do what I need to do. That's why OnlyFans is out there. You know OnlyFans?
Yeah.
That's why OnlyFans is out there. Oh, There's a Black China has accepted the Lord. That's her testimony. She closed down her OnlyFans. That would be a story to like really. You said yes to Jesus and you shut down your own. Now people are pushing back at her. She can't change her reputation, her history. See, so there you have that mental. Once you step into that spot, people refuse to allow you to change. They're not going to let you change. They're going to keep bringing up what you are.
They're fans of your carnality, and how dare you change that?
Exactly. So yeah, there's that mental health.
Speaking of OnlyFans, let's segue into our first 50 episodes. Yes. We did a show on OnlyFans.
We did.
And what we discovered is like some of the top percenters on OnlyFans, they're making more money on that platform than they could have ever made at a 9-to-5.
Exactly.
They're taking trips.
Millions.
They're making millions of dollars.
Millions.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Guaranteed money from subscriptions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now it doesn't work for me.
What do you have to do?
You have to. It's got to be darker and darker and dark. You can't be.
Yeah.
You just can't be. Breast Tuesdays. You just can't be doing those videos. You got to do darker and darker and darker stuff.
You got to keep your fan base. You got to keep building on that fan. And once the money starts coming in, you can't let go of that money.
Nope.
You can't say no to that money. So what do I need to do to step up my game?
And if your fans are willing to give more money, if you do this type video, you could go from just wanting to model lingerie to being a full-blown pornography star.
Right.
Just because money.
But look, here's the mindset of America. A teacher was fired because she showed a picture of the statue of David by Michelangelo.
Yeah.
And Michelangelo, and the school district deemed it pornographic. But on the other hand, you got OnlyFans. You have people all but stripping on Instagram and all these other social media platforms. Yet this work of art that people have admired down through the ages is deemed pornographic because you showed it to some students.
How old were the students? I'm curious because if they were,
I can't remember what grade they were. Like
if they were below third grade, I could see the gripe. But if they were above third grade, I don't see the gripe at all.
I'm not. I think they may have been third grade, so I can kind of get it. So maybe you needed to let the parents know we're going to. But who talks about Michelangelo in the third grade? Art history is about. Let me see if you can, do watercolors inside the line or do scratches of colors on pieces of paper. Not Michelangelo.
Yeah, that would be as bad as showing pictures of Sarah Burton, or Barton.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You might be using art, but you might be using art in an inappropriate fashion,
right.
for particular kids, and that.
Yeah, well, I would not call Sarah Barton art. I would call that
exploitation.
Yes.
But there are people who argue art.
Yeah.
They would argue art. Yeah. We're about to go to break, and then we're about to be we got one more segment. So we're gonna spend the next segment only on talking about the 50 episodes. So think about your top 2 episodes out of 50. I think about my top 2. And we'll kind of just go back and forth and share, kind of some memorable moments with each other in this first 50 episodes of Issues After Dark on the Bitter Cup Media. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, you guys. We'll be back. Those of you who are listening, share with us. What segment do you remember? What segment do you like? Hey, I really like that segment. All right, we'll be back.
One, two, three, say. You might as well go ahead and get your dance on. Jesus, be heaven. I'm asking you to protect me. I know you can. I know you will. Fight my battles. I keep still. Can you say one more time? Be offense. Say offense. I see you. I see you. I'm asking you to protect me. I know you can. I know you will. Fight my battle and I'll just keep still. Say, yeah.
This is my prayer, Lord, that I pray each and every day, that you would guide my footsteps, let the stumble and stay. Lord, I need you to direct me all along the way. Oh, Lord, be a fence all around me every day. Come on, help me say, Jesus, Jesus,
Say offense.
all around me.
I'm asking you to protect me.
I want you to protect me as I travel along the way.
I know you can. I know you will. Fight my battles and I'll just keep still. Say,
Lord, be a fence all around me.
Sometimes the way gets so rough, y'all, and the nights are so long. And my hour weakness, that old enemy tries to steal my soul. But when it comes like a flood to surround me, my God will step in and stand in His ways. Oh Lord, be a fence all around me every day. Yeah.
come on, somebody else just say,
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, be a fence all
Around me.
I'm asking you to protect me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Travis Scott, Tucker,
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Down to the last segment of episode 50. And we're going to take the time to share our top 3 segments in the first 50. Top 3 segments in the first 50, and then we're going to let y'all go to sleep. Those of you who are listening in the background and us.
And us.
I told you, I think I may have told you off air that, usually I will eat dinner after the show.
Right.
My body won't allow it. It's really weird. I have to eat before the show now, because if I eat after the show, my body will just reject everything I ate.
Oh, wow.
I'm finally at that. And, I've always heard people say, "Oh, I can't eat after a certain time." Now I'm at that age where if I eat after the show, it's all bad.
You just
and it's
determined to
violently
age.
bad. It hurts.
You just
All right, Donnie, give me your first segment.
The first one was the black police officers that were indicted for murder.
Memphis.
Memphis.
Oh,
and
wow.
the connecting conversation of black trauma, of living black in America. Yeah. So that was a favorite. And then the other was the first marriage interview with you and Letitia. the first marriage conversation, you and Letitia, where I went off air thinking, oh Lord, I hope they're together tomorrow. I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what happened. I don't know. That one word set everything off. I'm like, oh my gosh, help us, Lord. And then the interview with Deja. I really enjoyed the interview with Deja. It was great to hear about her evolution
Yeah.
from the stocking caps, if I can remember the caps she used to wear.
Yeah.
And to this, and she was always pretty, but she turned into this. I'm like, wow, look at Deja, look at Deja. So
Yeah.
that interview, I loved.
Yeah.
So those
That's
are my
my
top
munch.
three. Yeah.
I call her Munchkin, and her mom called her Tweety Bird. And so we can respect each other's name. We call her Munch Tweet. That's how she got, as a child, she got the nickname Munch Tweet. Munchkin
Tweet.
from her dad, because she would look like a squirrel. She's always munching on something. And she's still like that to this day. My three are interviews. I like all the interviews we've done.
Oh yeah.
You know, Charming.
Nina,
we did one with Carla Wholesome.
Yeah.
We did one with Shanina Shoemate.
Mm-hmm.
I like those where we take a business and we just kind of highlight what they're doing just because it's nice to do.
Right.
So I love those interviews. I really like, this is probably gonna be a shocker to you. I really like that segment we did on the banks collapsing.
You did?
Where you came and talked about the FDIC and all that kind of stuff. Because that was revolutionary for me. So now when I'm listening to like KCBS in the morning and they're still talking about this stuff, I'm like, oh, I get it now. They come in on Friday and blah, blah, blah. You broke that thing down so well that now I kind of better understand when the experts are talking, I kind of got a better understanding of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So that was a very important segment to me. And also in my top three are the Marriage series. I love the Marriage series.
You guys are so good.
And I love, you brought up the first one where it was people left out and were like, oh my God. What? Maybe this was not a good idea. But I knew it was a great idea. And I knew that it was important for Letitia to fight. Because what I told her is, I don't want the Sunday school Letitia. I don't want the Letitia who looks like she's just gonna be, bulldozed. I want the Letitia that's in this house. I want the one who will bite back. I want the arguer I want her on the show. I don't want the fluffy girl with everything together. I don't want her. I want the girl who makes me sharp. That's who I want. And so she came. She came at it.
She showed up in that one. And I'm like, okie dokie. Yeah, y'all taught me how to pray even more after that program that night. I was like, I'm scared. But it was good. Yeah. It was so good. It was so good.
But you know what's funny? Every show since then has been no different.
Well, that's true.
It's been no different.
Maybe it's because it was the first one.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so it had. I told Letitia, I said, look, I remember that show because she was like, honey, people are concerned. I said, look, that show is going to impact positively more married couples than you think. Yeah. It's going to impact them. They're going to talk about, look, they never seen a married couple go after it like that.
Right.
I said, here's the thing. We'll be back next week. Yeah. We'll be, and those who listened last week, many of them are going to tune in just to see, are we okay? I said, look, you're not going to help married couples being fluffy. Yeah. That's what's wrong with marriage ministries. Everybody wants to be fluffy. Yeah. Everybody wants to be, perky. Yeah. Man, some people argued on the way to the meeting and they're going to argue when they leave.
Oh, yeah.
And they're the leaders.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're dedicated to doing it the right way. Yeah. Speaking of Thursday, this Thursday, we were asked by one of our listeners out of South Carolina. They said, look, I want to hear 3 reasons to stay married and 3 reasons to get a divorce. So that's what we're gonna try to pull off on this Thursday.
Wow.
All of us,
Wow.
you, Letitia, and myself, we got to each come up with 3 reasons why you should stay married and 3 reasons why you need to cut that booger loose. Yeah.
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 But
yeah,
it has been fun. I mean, getting our
been a
legs
good
back
run.
under it.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
You know, this
It's been a
format
good
is
run.
very different. Being on camera,
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
I
My
still
daughter-
like old school radio, but I'm kind of getting used to the video aspect because I mean, usually I would see you in the studio, but I like the fact that we don't have to always drive somewhere, meet at a studio, do the show, and then drive home. That we could just kind of do what we do, make it happen, Captain, and then go to sleep.
Technology. And I see tonight we had a few more YouTubers commenting.
Yeah.
On the. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. It has been. I wasn't sure I could hang for 2 hours every night or for the 4 nights. I thought, I don't know, because I'm not that spring chicken I was back then. I wasn't a spring chicken back then.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
I'm less of a spring chicken, but yeah, I have my routine. I get off air, grab me some Jell-O, and do my Wordle, and go to sleep.
I've not gotten into Wordle. I
love Wordle.
You do it, and all of a sudden it'll pop up Donna's Wordle and something.
I love Wordle. I love Wordle. I do it to keep my brain active.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get to the place where I'm not really challenging myself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess I need to play Scrabble more. I like doing
you
Scrabble.
like Scrabble? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's been 50 shows. It doesn't seem like it's been 50 shows.
No, it doesn't. 50 shows.
Like
we
that.
are in what, the last week of we're in the last week of March.
Yeah. Yeah.
Letitia's birthday is this weekend.
Yes.
Can't tell you how old she turns because
she's turning 36, right?
I think she said 39.
Oh, she's 39 now.
Yeah. That's how she feels on the inside.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how she identifies.
And I like it because when it's time for midnight worship, and she's claiming to be old. Oh no, no, 39-year-old don't have those problems.
See, that goes back to your argument about what happens when your identity backfires on you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, your final comment, Donna.
Great show tonight. I enjoyed the conversation, especially about the update on the shooter and processing the mindset behind people who would take these kinds of actions. Maybe at some point we need to have a therapist on.
Maybe so. All right, y'all. Good night and God bless.
Good night.
You have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
I'm Mo Kelly. You are listening to Issues After Dark with my friends Donna and Dion.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast news. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.
Praise him because you're still here. Praise him because all things work together. Hey, y'all clap your hands. Let's celebrate. Let's dance in here. Come on. Oh. Oh. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. You're not jumping. You're not praising. Oh! Yeah! 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 Ow! Yeah!